What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is the round 2 of the Saturday tournament, playing the Wailord deck in the coin requirement tournament, which is unfortunate because that means pretty much anybody can enter. As you see, you need 89 tokens, and we have 2,486. I think in the last video, don't think I did the introduction right, which I apologize. We're playing against Submit to the Dark Side. That's not his. It's Dark Seed, I guess. Dark Seed. Subsqueak. Oh my goodness. What's up, man? What's up, Dark? Alright, won the coin flip. My opponent knows who I am. This is going to be interesting. So let's see what happens. Alright. So we get a mulligan. My opponent's probably not going to be happy that we are playing this deck. Oh, I wouldn't be either, but it's going to be okay. They have Dark Eye Sleeves, Psychic, and Steel typing, so I'm not sure what they're playing, but we did have the advantage, which doesn't really mean anything. Oh my goodness, he said, legit, your channel made me start mine. That's amazing. But let's press done, and let's... Alright, so, I'm glad to see more people playing, starting their own channels too. That's always great to hear that the game is growing. And oh my gosh, we start with a Durant. That's not who we want to start with. We could lose because we start Durant and it gets knocked out. Alright, but we are, okay, so we're going, we're playing, oh my goodness, wait, it said, was it Psychic Steel? I think it was Psychic Steel. Let's Hard Charm and Shauna. We need to try to keep our Durant alive so that way it does not get knocked out. Let's press Shauna and let's see what happens. We're going to draw some new cards. And there is a Wailord. Woo! Alright, so come down Wailord. We'll end our turn. Oh, it's my opponent's turn. And let's see what Submit to Dark Side has for us. I guess that's how you say his name. I'm not 100% sure. But we got Team Rocket's Handiwork we can use next turn. I can't remember what deck he was playing. Was it a Psychic Steel, or was it Water Steel? Because it's Water Steel, that's a whole different game, and we're actually going to be in trouble. There's an N, okay, I'm fine with the N. I really don't care about that. I mean, our Team Rocket Handiwork will go away. There's a Level Ball, and let's see what my opponent gets out. Oh my goodness, it's a Greninja deck. I'm not sure how we're going to beat this deck. This deck is kind of hard, because all my opponent has to do is get out of Greninja Break, and they kind of just win, which is very unfortunate. We see a Water Energy going out to Froakie. I guess the plan is to keep Lysandre up this Giratina and hoping my opponent cannot retreat it constantly. But they do have like VS Seekers in, or VS Seeker and maybe, I don't know, some other stuff. We see some Pokemon Fan Club and get down multiple Pokemon, and he said this is going to be fun. It's actually probably going to be bad for us. But we'll see if we can squeak out a game. There's a Trainer's Mail. Gonna look at the top 4 cards of his deck, and let's see what he opts to get. Now, we still have AZ, we still have Max Potion, we still have Skyla's, but my opponent can... what is it? Get down multiple Greninjas. So on our turn, we get out Heavy Ball. We're gonna Skyla for Team Rocket's Handiwork. Just kind of threaten him like, hey, we have this, we're ready to go. So let's grab the Team Rocket's Handiwork. I think that's the best play for the next turn. My opponent can counter pretty easily. So grab the Team Rocket's Handiwork. We will Heavy Ball for another Wailord. And we will just pass. I mean, if we had a Hex, it might be a little bit different, but it's still very scary. We'll put down a Wailord, and we'll end our turn. Oh, it's my opponent's turn. Let's see what's going to happen. They're going to draw a card. And do they have a Water Energy to retreat to the Frogadier? Do they have a supporter card? They have played one VS Seeker. Oh, no, they've only played in. Alright, so Water Energy is the active. We'll see a retreat and probably some multiple Frogadiers coming out. And we need a bunch of frogs to be prized. There's a golden dive ball coming down. And let's see, there's a Frogadier coming down, and we will see a Water Duplicates to get out 3 Frogadiers this turn. And we're going to see what happens next turn. There's a Water Duplicates. Going to get out their frogs for sure. And how many are in there? There's 1, 2, and 3. So all the frogs are online. Alright, so on to our turn. We are going to, I guess... Yeah, we're going to Team Rocket's Handiwork. There's a Tails and a Head, so we'll discard 2. There's a Remoraid and a Water Energy. We could go for a Chip Off, but it literally does nothing right now, so we're going to end our turn. Oh, to my opponent's turn. Let's see what's going to happen. Now, they can knock us out next turn with a Greninja. But we'll see what happens. So there's a Super Rod. Going to show back in 3 combination of Pokemon energies. Probably the Remoraid, Water, and a Water. There we go. So 37 cards left for my opponent. Can they take the game or not? There's a Sycamore, which is great for us, discarding a bunch of stuff. Discarding a Greninja Break as well, and a Delinquent. Delinquent not mattering too much. There's a Dive Ball, probably getting out a Greninja. Moonlight Slash will knock us out if he does. No, actually, wait, does it knock us out? It actually does not knock us out. He needs a Muscle Band to knock out this Durant. Right now, it's only doing 60, which is not a knockout. He will need a Greninja XY. There's a Fishman, okay. Alright. And we could go for a chip off, discard some cards out of his hand. He does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so we can discard 2 at least. And we might have a chance. There's a Shadow Stitching, only doing 20. Alright, on to our turn. Let's see, we get a Hard Charm. So we're going to Hard Charm a Wailord for sure. We are going to Fan Club to get out multiple Wailords. So 1 and 2. We could go for a giant Arrow Ball, but I think that's a bad mistake. So put down a Wailord, put down a Wailord, and we will go for a chip off to discard a bunch of cards out of my opponent's hand. So we discard what? It's at random too, so Water and a VS Seeker being discarded onto my opponent's turn. So 1 VS Seeker is down, 1 in the discard pile as well. And one thing my opponent has to worry about too is this time limit. He does have a time limit as well. We know he has a Fishman in his hand. There's a Greninja Break coming down. He can start using the giant Water Shuriken to hit for 60. Question is, does he hit the active? Does he hit a bench? He has a Fisherman, so he can get back the 1 Water Energy. There's a giant Water Shuriken. Going to hit the active for 60. Going to take a prize card. Going down to 3. We're going to set up the Wailord with the Hard Charm, of course. Alrighty, and let's see what else happens. Now, our best plan is probably to, like, Lysandre up Jirachi. If we can draw 2 of them, there's a Wally. Going to get another Greninja. Alright, so that's the supporter card for the turn. Going to get out this guy. Okay. And let's see, we see a Shadow Stitching for actually 20 damage. Okay, so next turn he can hit for 60. There's a Puzzle Time. Okay, so he hit for 60. If he gets another one out, 120. Then we'll have what, 120 minus 230 is 110. And then he can't knock us out even with the Moonlight Slash. So let's Fan Club to thin our deck out some more. We'll grab a Lugia, and that'll be pretty much it. So we'll press done. We actually need to get, like, Team Flare Gun. Might be very useful as well. We have Max Potion, so we can survive a couple turns. We'll end our turn onto my opponent's turn. I guess, you know, really the Shadow Stitching does not matter. My opponent needs to keep going for the Moonlight Slash. That's probably the best play. And just put a lot of pressure on. There's a giant Water Shuriken coming down. Going to put 60 on the active, okay? And there's a Shadow Stitching for another 20, okay? So let's see what happens. We're up to 100 HP. We have 150 left. My opponent can knock us out. There's a Rough Seas coming down. We'll play that. And how much HP do we have left? The max my opponent can do, what's 120? 180 exactly, if they hit everything. You know what? Let's YOLO. Let's just end our turn. I need to save this Max Potion as long as we can. Onto my opponent's turn. Can he get another Greninja Break? There's a Greninja XY coming down, which I still doesn't think that makes the math doesn't make the math anything different right now. We see a Fisherman going to get 4 Water Energies in their hand. I guess he only has 3, right? Is that 4, right? I think, yeah, it's 4, okay. And there's a Water Shuriken, going to do 30 to the active. Okay. And we'll see a giant Water Shuriken for 60. We have 120 left, so he can't knock us out this turn, which is great. We have 90 left, which is still not a knockout, even with the Muscle Band. So Shadow Stitching for another 20 damage. Alright, so on to our turn. We're going to Max Potion the active. There's a VS Seeker, so we could bring up a Lysandre up to Jirachi. He did get a multiple Water G's back into his hand. What, he grabbed like 2? So he has 1 left. He has 1 Water Energy. And let's see, we could VS Seeker bring up, which one? This guy? But he could start Mist-Slashing. So let's just end our turn right now, and let's see what my opponent decides to do. He does have a Water Energy in the hand. We know that for sure. So 23 cards left from my opponent. We could VS Seekers for a Team Rocket's Handiwork, but we kind of need to hold on to that. So let's see. Can we take down the Greninja deck or not is the question. He has to also knock out 3 Wailords in 7 minutes as well. He does have a time limit. There's a Water Shuriken. Going to do 30 on probably the active. Okay. And then we see a Fishman. Wow, so 2 Fishmen are being played. Okay, that's pretty crazy, but okay. Alright, so 3 Water should go back to his hand. We'll see a giant Water Shuriken for 60. So he has 2 left in his hand. And There's a Shadow Stitching for another 20. Okay, so on our turn, alright, let's see, what do we top deck? There is a Cassius, okay. So we can Rough Seas. Do we just Cassius this turn? Sure, we'll Cassius, put the Wailord back into the deck. Alright, we'll send up the other Wailord. And we'll end our turn. Next turn we can Lysandre somebody to maybe get stuck in the active spot on my opponent's turn. They're gonna draw a card. I almost he said beer pack. Oh man. Alright, sorry about that. I know. But we have AZ, we have VS Seeker, there's a Water Shuriken, gonna do another 30 damage. I still think the correct play is keep using Moonlight Slash to keep hitting for 60, 60, 60. Not sure, I mean, at least he can start hitting us for a couple damage now. There's a giant Water Shuriken for 60, bring it up to 90. So he's played all of his water energies that I know of in his hand. How many in the discard pile? There is 3 in the discard pile, 1 in the active. There's a Shadow Stitching for 40 damage. Alright. So on our turn, what do we get? There is a AZ, okay? So Rough Seas. Heal the Wailord up some. Let's AZ pick up the Wailord, put 1 in the active spot. Okay, we'll put this back down. We will end our turn. Almost my opponent's turn. Alright. And let's see what happens. So we know they don't have any water energies in their hand. That's for sure. So what we could do is Lysandre bring up the Jirachi and make him forced to play something. This Greninja can start hitting us for 30, but we can just move that off automatically with the Rough Seas. So let's see, does my opponent switch up his strategy or not? There's a giant water shuriken, so he has another water energy in his hand. Wow, so another 60 coming down. How many water energies in this card pile? Is it 5 now? It's 4, okay, so 4. So he does a giant water shuriken for 80, okay, so we have 110 left. On to our turn. So what we can do now is we can Rough Seas. We can VS Seeker for a Lysandre. Oh my goodness, Lysandre's not even in here. Oh, buddy, I thought it was. I thought Lysandre was in this card pile. So we're going to grab a Skyla. And with the Skyla, we're going to grab a Lysandre. My opponent can knock us out, though. That's the only unfortunate thing. Oh, wait, our Lysandre... Okay, no, it's not. I was fixing our Lysandre. Both our Lysandre surprised. We have 110 left. 140 left. So my opponent gets double energy. They can take a knockout this turn. So let's end our turn. And let's see what my opponent decides to do. They did finally start using the second attack, Moonlight Slash, okay? And let's see, there's a water energy to the active. We'll see another Moonlight Slash or not. Now, if he does constantly keep using Moonlight Slash, he can't really attack us. So we see 80 coming down. We have 60 HP left. So what we can do is we can Lysandre, bring up the Jirachi. We can Rough Seas. And we can pass. Now, there's no way he can attack us now because Jirachi is stuck in the active spot, which is great. So what we can do is keep VS Seeker, bring up the Jirachi, but he has only played the one VS Seeker. So there's a, oh my gosh, Olympia comes down. Oh my goodness. Okay, so he's going to take a knockout this turn. There's a dive ball. Going to get another Greninja break online. Wow. Okay, so Olympia just happened. There's another Greninja break coming down. So my opponent can start double Greninja break. There's another one online. Oh my goodness, okay. Alright. There's a water to the active. He can knock us out this turn. Oh wait, no, it's actually not a knockout. We'll be okay. Alright. So we're still okay. Barely. So 10 damage left. On to our turn. We get an AZ up this turn to pick up the Wailord. Which I guess is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to AZ pick up that Wailord. We don't want to give our opponent a knockout. We'll bring the Wailord up, put the other one down. And we will end our turn onto my opponent's turn. How many Max Potions have we played? Just the one. No time puzzles have been played, which is great. I'm not sure if there's 4 in the deck, but my opponent still has to knock out 3 Wailords in 5 minutes. There's a water energy to the active, and there's a Moonlight Slash. Picking the water energy back into his hand, he will do 80 damage. But now what we can do, unless he has another Olympia, which would be very, very unfortunate, we're going to Rough Seas. We're going to VS Seeker for a Lysandre to bring up that Jirachi and hopefully we can get it stuck in the active spot for a little bit and see what we can do. So we'll bring that guy up. We'll end our turn. On to our opponent's turn. Alright, so do they have another VS Seeker? I imagine they want to keep those for ends or fisherman. Either one would be great. We'll see what happens. There's a water to the active. Opponent can't attack this turn, which is great. Here comes a Greninja break. Sycamore going to discard the hand and draw 7 new cards. So they must have just top decked that Sycamore. I doubt. I mean, they could have been holding on to it to all of our know. All that we have known, maybe. But let's see, do they have an energy or not? There is a Sacred Ash, going to put 5 Pokemon back into the deck, and we are going to see some Greninja break action happening now. Alright, so 5 going to the deck. We'll see probably a Giant Water Shuriken. There's a Dive Ball. Probably going to get another Greninja break. So 3 Greninja breaks are online right now, which is very, very scary. But the question is, how many Water Energies are left? Oh, actually a Rimraid coming into the hand, okay. I thought it would have been a Greninja break to evolve this guy. And does he... Okay, no Water Energy this turn, which is great. So we got a Puzzle Time. We can Rough Seas. And with the Puzzle Time, we're going to grab We're going to play both of these. And with this, we're going to grab a VS Seeker and a Lysandre. Yep, and what we're going to do is we're going to Lysandre up the Rimraid, I think. Let's see. He can hit for 60, 120, 100. So 220 is the maxing. Well, no, the other guy as well. So that's very scary. Oh, he has the Olympia, so I just need to Lysandre this guy while we can. Let's play Trick Shovel as well. We'll discard top card of my opponent's deck. We'll just play it right now. We'll discard a Froakie, sure. Bring him down to 11. And we'll end our turn, okay. So onto my opponent's turn, he needs another energy, maybe another VS Seeker. I don't know how many VS Seekers he has in his deck. He has played one Olympia, which is crazy, because a lot of decks don't even play switch cards. There's a VS Seeker, 4 Fisherman, going to put multiple energies back into his deck, or into his hand. He's going to put 4 in there. But once again, we can just Lysandre back up to Jirachi. He can hit us for 60, the max right now. There's a Water Energy. We're going to see a retreat into the Greninja. And we're going to see a Giant Water Shuriken most likely. But my opponent only has 3 minutes to do all this stuff. So I don't think he actually has enough time. 60 damage going to the active. 10 cards left for my opponent. And can they win the... Oh, another Water Shuriken would come down for 30. Okay. So how much HP do we have? 140. Alright. So we can bring that deck back down. Alright. So onto our turn. We get a Max Potion, which is great. So we're going to heal that guy. We are going to VS Seeker for a Lysandre to bring up that Jirachi back into the active spot. If only he had put down Octillery. Octillery does have a 2 energy retreat cost. Let's bring that Jirachi back up, and let's end our turn. Alright, so my opponent only has 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. They have 9 cards left as well. They have a Water Energy in their hand. They just played 2 of them, so they have 1 left. There's another VS Seeker. Probably grab an Olympia to switch it out. Can they take a knockout this turn? 6, 7, 8, 9, plus... The 8 is 170, so that will be a knockout if they have 3 Water Energies. There's a Moonlight Slash, but nope, we're going to see Moonlight Slash for 80. On to our turn. How many VS Seekers have they played? They have played 3 VS Seekers. Alright, so we're going to Max Potion, heal the active. We'll put down another Wailord, and we will pass. 8 cards left for my opponent. They have only 3 VS Seekers left. Alright, so we might be able to do it, and we'll see what happens. It is going to be close. He still has to knock out 5 Pokemon, though. I mean, 3 EX Pokemon. There's a Giant Water Shuriken coming down for 60. And there's an N. Oh, my goodness. Alright, so he's going to have... I don't know. Can he find another energy is the main question. He has 8 cards left. Didn't really change that much. We got a Rough Seas. So we can, via Seeker, bring up this Jirachi one more time. And it's not looking good for our opponent. Pass on to our turn. We are going to Rough Seas, heal that Wailord. We're going to VS Seeker. I'm pretty sure this is our last VS Seeker for a Lysandre. Bring up that Jirachi one more time. Hopefully get stuck in the active spot for the rest of the game. He has played 3 VS Seekers, so we'll end our turn. Also, our opponent's turn. They have 7 cards left. We played 4 VS Seekers now, I'm pretty sure. Oh, 3. Yes, we still have 1 left. Okay. And he says YOLO. Oh man, there's a Sycamore. Okay, this is... Alright, so no Water Energies in their hand, and that's probably going to be the game. I can't imagine my opponent, unless they play like a second Sacred Ash, pass on to our turn, and we will take this game. Alright, so we'll pass, and we will take the game against this Greninja break deck. Probably one of the hardest matches, but we did pretty crazy, but we did get caught. Sorry about that, I know my microphone cut off, but like I said, it was unfortunate that opponent started with Jirachi instead of any of his frogs. That Jirachi is probably bad, but they did put that Rimraid so we could license up as well. Alright, but we'll see what happens in the next game. Can Wailord take the championship or not? And will my computer survive long enough for us to win? We'll find out. Alright guys, just want to give a quick shout out to our 2 sponsors, 60 Cards and Yeti Gaming. The links are down below to their websites. Make sure you go check them out. Alrighty.